Welcome, everybody, to Taking Control, the ADHD podcast. I'm Pete Wright, and that there is Nikki Kinzer.
Hello, Pete Wright.
And we're back from vacations.
Well, we were back last week, remember, but we weren't really back.
But we weren't really back for real.
Not for real. Now we're really back.
Well, we haven't really talked to anybody since we were back, because we didn't do anything really, right?
No,
So,
we had right.
It was fake. Everything we've
been
doing is fake.
Well, it kind of was. I was kind of like, hey, we're back from vacation, but we really hadn't gone on vacation.
No, that's right. And now we're really back, and this is real-time action.
Real time. We're back on schedule.
We are. And you should learn more about us. Before we talk all about our vacations, you should learn more about us at TakeControlADHD.com. You can learn about the podcast. You can subscribe for free on iTunes. You can read all of the great content that Nikki has been posting over on the blog and catch up with everything that we are doing. You can join the conversation at Facebook or Twitter at TakeControlADHD. And we would love to hear from you. And really don't forget, because this is maybe the most exciting part of my day every time we do a show, is to call us at 503-664-4ADD and leave us a voicemail. Let us know what you're thinking. Leave us your comments. Leave us your questions. We would love to get your voice on the show.
And I just want to say we have gotten, or I've gotten a few emails from people with suggestions that I certainly want us to talk about and go over. But because we've been on vacation, we haven't been organized, Pete and I, enough to really figure out how to, get those comments on the air. But they will come, I promise.
Yes, and I would say we're not disorganized as much as we're behind.
Yeah, we're catching up.
We're catching up. Yes,
that's right.
So we are catching up, and we will get more caught up, and then we will talk even more about this stuff.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so vacations. You have many updates about your life.
About my life. Well, not really, not many, but I would say that the biggest change for me in this vacation is I went on a detox. I went on a 10-day detox.
Now, what was this, like a fast, a juice fast,
well,
or what did you do?
I'll tell you, and we'll have to put this in the show notes because, and I'm getting no credit by talking about this, believe me. Okay. I wish I was, but I'm not. It is the 10-day detox diet from Mark Hyman. And he's been featured on Dr. Oz, and he was also one of the experts in the documentary Fed Up. And he talks about the sugar addiction that we have in this country. And so anyway, I was interested in his stuff, and I happened to be at the library with my son, and I saw the cookbook, and I picked it up. And when I first read through it, I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to do this. None of this looks good. I'm not going to do this. And, but then, I went on one, because my vacations were kind of split up, and, I went on one vacation, I came back, and I just felt awful, Pete Wright. I felt awful.
Because you were not kind to yourself dietarily?
Oh, I ate so poorly.
Yeah.
I drank alcohol. I ate crap, if I can say that. I ate fish, but I ate like breaded, fried fish. I mean, it wasn't anything good
I ate
for you.
fish after they just destroyed all the meaningful nutrition from it.
Yeah, exactly. So I came back from this vacation, and I just felt really bad and gained some weight. And I'm just like, okay, I got to do something about this. And there was a 10-day gap between between vacations until I was going to go on my next one. And so I decided to do this 10-day detox. And as I was going through the cookbook, realized very quickly that was the cookbook, and I needed to go back and actually buy his book that explained the diet. So I did. And I am so proud of myself because I didn't think I could do this. I've never done anything like this before in my life. But I was very committed to it. I spent a lot of time researching what I was going to be eating, how the diet worked. And anyway, I can't say enough. I really think his program is great. It's not just juicing. It's real food. It's clean eating. And at the end of the 10 days, I can tell you, I did lose weight. I lost weight around my waist. But the more important thing that this did for me, which it is so much more important than anything else, is my energy level.
Oh, yeah.
It completely did, a 360 on my energy. I mean, I just feel better. I feel lighter, and I have so much more energy. I'm getting stuff done. I'm not even thinking twice about it. I'm not tired. I don't feel like I have to take a nap. And so I really felt, great about it at the end of the 10 days. Well, on the 11th day, I was going camping.
Yeah, that's like daunting.
It is, because I was like, I can't screw this up. I don't want to gain the weight back that I just lost. I don't want to stop this, habit that I was starting to really appreciate and get into, right, with this clean eating and everything. And so I planned what I was going to eat on my camping trip. And, I got to tell you, I've never brought salad or broccoli to a camping trip ever in my life, but I did this time.
So good for you.
I had my refrigerator stocked with fruits and vegetables and salads and things like that. So I had my protein and could eat, the chicken or whatever. And when my son and husband had hamburgers, I had chicken and, but instead of having all the other stuff, I had my salad with it and stuck pretty true. And I have to say, I came back and I didn't gain a pound, didn't lose anything, but I didn't gain a pound. And I was really proud of myself. But yeah, the energy level has been the best benefit by far. And so I detoxed that, right? Those chemicals are out of me. So I'm hoping this will be the shift that I'm looking for, that I've been needing, to kind of eat cleaner and be healthier. And so I highly recommend the book. So if we can put that book in the show notes, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it was great for me.
Oh, that's really great. That's really great. I'm so happy for you.
I have to tell you, so I come back from camping and I had a weekend before I start work again. And I thought, I need to detox my house. And so I went on an organizing spree. And yesterday, which was Sunday, I spent almost my whole entire day going through my closet with my husband, the master closet. And we, between the two of us, had 8 garbage bags of clothes that we're donating. And this is kind of embarrassing, but I had 3 garbage sacks. I don't know where garbage gets into your closet, but somehow it did. So, I was very excited about that. And I was so, so proud of my husband, because he is one that it is very hard for him to let go of stuff. And he has attachments to his clothes. And so, but he did so good. I mean, he got rid of so much. I mean, the majority of those garbage bags were his, because he tends to save his stuff. But he didn't. He was like, nope, go ahead, let it go. So It was great. So I detoxed my closet, and it's so pretty. I love going in there.
That's so good.
Yeah. So that was my vacation. So I'm very, very pleased with it. How about you? You went on a trip far, far away.
I did. We did our annual trip to New York, to Chautauqua, and we had 2 glorious weeks of learning and eating too much and drinking too much and the usual stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's done in a very civilized manner. And so I actually had a sort of a similar kind of reawakening. It's always good each year to kind of wake up and realize, why is my wedding ring so stinking tight?
Right? I know.
How did that happen? And so that's usually my indicator that I've fallen off the wagon, and as excited as I have been about exercise and really tracking my diet, which is always the thing that saves me, is if I start tracking every day, what am I putting into my mouth, I lose weight. I just do. Mm-hmm. And eat the right stuff, and I make better choices. And I had stopped doing that for a little while and realized that my weight was creeping up again, and I had stopped hitting the trail and doing my activity. And so here's my update. I went out and I got an Apple Watch.
You did not.
I am
Actually, that doesn't surprise me.
Well,
of course you did.
I know. What should surprise you is that it took so long.
Exactly.
I should have. One would think, knowing me, that I should have been one of the first,
very first
orders.
Getting it in the mail. That's right.
I had questions about it. I thought, I've got my phone in my pocket all the time. Like, why do I need this watch? And so I thought long and hard about it. I went in for 2 or 3 different times to actually try one on and play with it a little bit. And finally, last week I pulled the trigger on it, and I tell you, I love it. For a guy like me, it's really wonderful. And the number one reason I love it so much is the fitness stuff. It is great having such easy access to such data on my wrist, and it has been, for me, it has been very accurate. I've been trying hard to track steps on other pedometers to see, is it really working? Is it work the way? And it's been just lockstep with some of the best pedometers that I've found on the market. It's tracking my heart rate, which, I have some concerns in the family around heart stuff. And so having that data is really important to me. And it gives me these reminders. This is the thing that I love so much. And whether you talk about an Apple Watch or anything else, right? Any other wearable device, this is really where we're going, sort of technoculturally. And for me, when I sit for an hour, it taps my wrist, and it's really just like a gentle fairy is tapping on your wrist.
Wow.
And you look at the watch and it says, hey, you need to stand up for 1 minute. And
that is so cool.
Yeah. And so I've been getting out and I've been running again, and I've been walking again, and I've been doing my daily sort of training, trying to, and it's been a really pleasant surprise. Getting back into it has been much easier than I expected. After taking a few months off, it's been really pretty easy to get right back into the swing of things. And now I have a lot more data to reinforce my good behavior, and that's been really special. So you can rest assured we will be talking more about wearables on the digital episodes. I'm very excited about them, and so more to come. That's
great. All right, so what are we talking about today?
Well, you should give us a little bit of an update, because the last we talked, we're doing this whole series here about money management. What did we talk about last week, and how does that lead us into this week?
Okay, so last week we talked about some just statistics about money management and ADHD. We talked about some beliefs around how we think and feel about money. And this week we're going to talk about some strategies on how to deal with impulsive buying, because this is actually a very big issue with people who have ADHD, because they don't necessarily have that pause button to stop themselves and think, do I really need this? And so, they can get into big trouble. Unfortunately, I've seen it. And, it brings excess clutter into your home, of course, but it brings debt and buyer's remorse. And that can be even worse.
Right.
That's stress and anxiety. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 3 strategies on impulse buying.
Well, I love it. And I think it is so, I think about this in the context of my Apple Watch purchase, because I was so close to pulling the trigger right when it came out with no information whatsoever, because I thought I needed to have it in my life. And so I think that was an important lesson for me. And I thank my wife for kind of putting the kibosh on it. She said, wait, just wait, back away from the computer.
Yeah.
And to help me with that. And her recommendation is actually your first recommendation.
Oh, good.
What is that?
Shop with intention. Yeah. But I'll talk, Well, what do you think that means before I go into detail?
Well, for me, it came around to, what is your intended sort of use of the product? You got to know what you need and go specifically for those features, right? So don't just get it because it's there and because it's flashy or because somebody else has it, but know how specifically it's going to fit into your life before you pull the trigger.
Which is a great example of the Apple Watch, is exactly what you were just saying,
Right.
What am I going to use this for? And obviously it's working out very well for you.
Yes.
I'm taking it in a little bit of a different avenue, in the sense of don't just go hang out at the mall.
Oh, yeah.
because you want to, or don't just go to Target, for no real reason. So it's really, setting that intention of, if I'm going to go to these stores, I need to buy something very specific, and I'm going to stay with what it is that I'm buying. So this is also true with shopping online. Remember when we were talking about how to focus when we're shopping online? Podcast a few podcasts ago, right?
Great times.
Yes, great times. Well, all of those emails that we get, and we talked about that strategy of how to kind of swift through them and how to organize them in your inbox and all that. Well, at this point, if you're trying to curb your impulse buying, we want to actually just delete those emails.
Yes.
Delete them. Don't even look at them. At this point, maybe later down the road you can.
Yeah,
but
don't organize them.
Don't organize them, because that's really shopping without an intention. It's just like, oh, there's a sale. What is it? It's not because you really need something. It's because you're just looking to see what they have to promote. So that's the biggest difference. When you do go to the mall, or you're going to Target or whatever shopping that you need to do, make a list and really stick to it. It takes some self-discipline to do it. But again, it's taking the time to set that intention before you walk into the store. Even say something to yourself like, I'm only buying toilet paper. I'm only buying paper towels. I'm not going to the electronics shop to buy an Apple Watch.
There you go.
Yeah. Whatever it is, really make that intention, stick to your list. And another strategy with this is to bring just enough cash for the item that you need to purchase. So it may seem a little extreme, but leave your credit cards at home. Leave your checkbook at home and just bring cash with you. And then you're stuck, right? I mean,
you have no choices.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have to just buy what you have with enough cash that you have. Again, okay, going back to the credit cards thing, definitely want to leave them at home. But if anything, cut them up, eliminate your debt. I'm going to be talking about on my next blog post this week, I'm going to be talking about some ways on how to get rid of your credit card debt. But that's definitely a strategy on stopping the impulse buying, is get rid of those credit cards so you're not tempted.
Excellent.
Okay. So second strategy or tip I have is, if you can't do this by yourself, if you really feel like I can't go to Target and only buy toilet paper, consider shopping with a friend.
Oh, your accountability shopping partner.
Yes. Have your accountability shopping partner with you. Make sure they see your list, and, give them a little bit of insight of why they need to be there, what their role is in this.
Because some accountability shopping partners are the worst.
Oh,
they're the worst. No, those shoes look great on you.
Buy them.
Oh, you need an Apple Watch for each wrist.
Exactly.
Look at the opportunities.
Yes. So make sure they know what it is that they're there to do. Not shop with you, but to keep you, with your intention, right?
Right.
And you certainly don't have to go into your whole financial situation. I'm not saying do that, but definitely take a friend with you, like you said, for accountability. Another great strategy, this is the third one that I have, is to put kind of like a 24-hour waiting period before you buy. So if you do go somewhere and you see something you really like or something you think you really want, wait to buy it for 24 hours. So this is especially true for large purchases, right? Because we don't want to have that money go away and then have that buyer's remorse later and feel guilty.
Yeah.
So we definitely, if we can have kind of a rule around anything that you want to purchase that wasn't on your list, that you didn't have that intention to buy or have the intention to buy, wait for 24 hours. And this will be interesting because it kind of puts that pause button in for you that you may be lacking. And you may get home and realize, okay, I really didn't need it. I got caught up in the moment. This isn't worth me going back into town to get it. You talk to your spouse about it, or your partner, and they're like, yep, don't need that or whatever. Chances are you probably aren't going to go back and get it unless you really, really do need it and want it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. So these are just, a couple things to consider. So just sort of in review, that intention, right, is going to be really important. Shop with a friend if you need to, and wait 24 hours before you buy anything that's not on your list. Now, if these strategies still don't work and you really feel like this is an addiction, this is a real issue. And believe me, unfortunately, I've seen this with more than just one client in my past, it can be devastating. And so there is help for people out there. I know there's Debtors Anonymous that you can check out, but in the show notes, there were a couple of articles that I found that I thought were really helpful when it came to impulse buying and just sort of that addiction to shopping. And so we'll include those for you as extra resources as well.
I think this first one, how to find help treating a shopaholic, somebody, a loved one of yours that has a problem, is so useful. useful, because how often, I mean, if you have a problem, how easy is it for you to see it yourself? You know, I wonder how many people are listening who may not even know that they have a problem. I know I was one. When I was in college, I had way too many credit cards too easily, and got myself into real trouble. And I think it's, you know, if I'd had somebody who knew how to approach me and talk to me and help me, cut myself off, that would have been really, really useful.
Well, and I think that's a really good point, and that's why I actually put that in there, is that you're right. You may not see it yourself if it's an issue, with yourself. But unfortunately, I did see this happen where I had a client who had some major issues, and she didn't see it. And she became very defensive if her family ever said anything to her about it. And she would tell me about that. She would share that I don't know what they're talking about. And, and she would get really defensive. So yes, definitely. I think this is a good article for people on the outside to help their loved one. And it's a delicate matter. I mean, it's like with any addiction, it's going to take some time and probably some expertise expert help that's going to need to come in and help you.
Right.
The other article is just sort of some different ways to treat shopping addiction in addition to what I've already suggested. So.
It's good stuff. Where are we going from here in our little money management series?
So next week, we're going to talk about organizing your financial paperwork. And you know how much I love to talk about organizing.
I love talking, and paper. And I know that one of your big strategies for cutting those credit card bills is to actually shred the credit card bills. They're gone. Just shred them as they come in. You don't even have to worry about them.
Shred them. Especially those offers.
Yeah.
Those offers.
The offers
that
we
is
shred.
Junk mail. Junk mail.
I missed it. I thought you meant just shred the statements. Spend all you want and shred the statements. Now I get it. That's better.
No, yeah.
Yeah, shred the offers, not this. Okay.
That's right.
This has been great. I love this series. It is so important to me personally, and I hope to others as well. So thank you all for listening. Thank you, Nikki, for your time and attention and experience. And we hope that you enjoy this. If you do enjoy the show, we sure appreciate your 5-star reviews on iTunes. You just head over to iTunes and click on reviews there and add your own. We really appreciate it. These are very helpful in both keeping us excited and motivated to keep doing this show, but also to help others discover the show when they are looking for support for their ADHD. So thank you in advance for your few minutes to get that done for us. Thank you. I think that's it. Are we done?
I think so.
Awesome. On behalf of Nikki Kinzer, I'm Pete Wright, and we'll catch you next week on Taking Control, the ADHD podcast.